This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we have seen about your OOPS ALV and everything. Now, so what is the main issue with your OOPS ALV? We are going to design your screen. So when you are going to design your screen, you can't able to run that in your backend. So then if I want to run my backend, so what is the other one? We have to go ahead with your reuse ALV. So the old style only we have to go ahead. But now from 2016 and 2017 onwards, SAP has came up with a new class called as CL underscore SALV underscore your table. CL underscore SALV. So this is a class which is used. So this is called as your SALV, simplified ALV. So in every ALV, so if you want to create your own ALV report, that means you have to create your own field catalog and everything. But when you are working on this SALV, we don't need to create a field catalog. We don't need to create your field catalog. So you just SAP inbuilt, it will go ahead and create your field catalog. So if you go ahead and debug this one also, at the last, SAP will call your reuse ALV grid display only. At the back end, it will just call the same thing. Even if you go ahead with CL underscore GUI underscore ALV grid also, it will call reuse ALV grid display only. On top of it, they have added few more things for us. Now, so in this, the first thing is you will be having a method called as your factory. You'll be having a method called as your factory. So where is this factory? So it will create an instance. It will create an instance of your ALV object. So if I go here to this factory method, and when I click on my parameter, see here you have to provide your table name. So in this we will be providing your internal table name. The objects will be gets created in this. The object will be gets created. So the object is of type the same class. See here the object is of type your same class. And see this one, the factory method is a static method. So that means you don't need to create your instance. You can directly call your class and method name. So how we have to do that? So I'm going to /o SE38. Now I'm going to say ZR9AM SALV example. I'll just say click on create SALV example. Now here I'm going to take this as executable program. Click on your save. I'm going to save that in your package as well as in your PR. Now, so I'm going to write no standard page heading. So now the start of selection. So you have to write it in includes. You have to write down in includes, but I won't be writing that in includes. So always you have to write down all your programs in includes only. Okay, includes, in that includes, as your classes has been completed, local class definition and local class implementation has to be there. Everything must be in the form of your methods only. The subroutines are gone. You should not write your code in your subroutines. Remember that. You should not write down your code. So when you guys are practicing every requirement, try to do that with your includes and go ahead and create your local classes and go ahead and do your local methods and call that local methods and everything. Okay, so you will be gets habituated with your OOPS majorly. Clear? So now, so what my requirement? I want to get the following fields from let's take the same VBAK table for 100 rows. So now what I will do, select VBALN, ERDAT, ERNAM, VKORG, VDWEG, SPART from VBAK into table at the rate data of GT underscore VBAK where sorry up to 100 rows. Up to 100 rows. So this is what my requirement is. Now I want to display my data. So the first thing in your first early stages, what you have done, loop, and then you have written with the help of your write statements. So this is what you have done. So then what you have do, we have created the ALV with field catalog. ALV with field catalog, and we have reuse ALV grid display. Then after what we have done, we have created a screen, and then we have created a screen, and in that we have created a container. In that we have created a ALV grid, and we have created the field catalog, and we have passed the data. So this is what. So what is the method you have used? Set table for first display. So this is the method you have used to display your data. Now in this, so everywhere you are creating your field catalog and everything. Now here we will just call the class. So now in SALV, we'll just call CL underscore SALV underscore table. And this I will be calling a method called as factory method, and pass the internal table, and then we will get the reference of ALV container, and then from that reference use a method called as display. Use a method called as your display. So now what I will do, so the fourth one, so what is the first one? CL underscore SALV underscore factory. So CL underscore SALV underscore table, and that this, as it is a static, you have to call like this. Now you will be having a method called as your factory. So once you got this, just say click on shift enter, shift plus enter. You will be getting these details. Now remove all your exporting parameters. If you have your own container, also you can pass your containers. But if you don't have, you don't need to pass your containers. Now here you have to provide your internal table. What is my internal table? GT underscore BBAP I have created. Now in this table, so if I go to this factory method, so you will be having, so you have to create a variable of type reference to this class. So which I need to pass. In previous style, how you will be creating? So data GO underscore ALV type reference to CL underscore SALV underscore your table. That you will be passing over here GO underscore ALV. You don't need to create an object. It will go ahead and create your object. If I come back to this description, see here, new instance of your ALV table object. It will create an instance for your ALV object. Now in this, you will be having your output. Now I have my instance that got created. Now what I need to do, I'll just go ahead and display my ALV, GO underscore ALV, and I'll just say display. That's it. You're done with your report. Now if I say pretty printer, and now if I say activate your code, if I say activate your code, and let's say click on execute, see your output has been came up. Did you pass your field catalogs? No. See, automatically SAP has determined your field catalog. But see here, you're sorting, all these things are not coming up. The toolbar, whatever the exporting or whatever the email functionality, everything you are not going to come up. So for this, in this factory method, so you will be having something called as your get functions. You have to call these functions. So now these functions will return a parameter of type sys underscore cl underscore salv underscore your function list. So in this function list, you will be having whatever you want, whether you want the so it will provide you all the ALV functions. If you want only one single ALV, so if you want only one single ALV, you can do it. So if I want the set aggregation total, so only that one. Or if I want minimum or maximum, so set detail, set default, export, HTML, XML, local file, email, send, export, send, spreadsheet, all these things. But if you go ahead and call the set all, instead of this, if I go ahead and call, it will activate all the generic ALV functions. Now what I need to do, first of all, I need to go ahead and call this method, which will returns a parameter, which will go ahead and create an object for this. And internally in this, whatever the method you want, you will just go ahead and call that method. So now what I will do, so where I need to write before your display, I want to do it. Now go underscore ALV, you will be having something called as your get underscore functions. Get underscore function. So now it will return. See here, you will be having this as your returning parameter. So in case of returning parameter, you just need to provide your variable go underscore function. Now, so this go underscore function, I need to create a data declaration. So instead of that, I will go here, I'll just say data of go underscore your function. So returning parameter, you will be writing in this format. Okay. So exporting and importing, you will be showing it over here. Whereas returning, you have to always write like this. Now you will be having this. In this, so go underscore function, I'll be saying set underscore all. Set all. See here. So let's say set aggregation total. So let's say only the aggregation I'm setting up. Now this is called as whether you want to say ABAP true or ABAP false. So this is the one. Now let's say activate this one. And now let's click on execute. You will be finding why this is not coming. So the aggregation has to come here. 1 second. So sorry, this is for your total, right? Maximum, minimum, or set export AML. Set export AML. Sorry, XML mail. So I want to just show it as this one. Now click on execute. It has to come, but here there is some issue. It's not coming up. So, but whichever you want, you can just set. You can just set it. But instead of that, if I go ahead and say set all, and let's say activate, and now click on execute. See here, your local file, your email, everything it has came up. Now everything it will work automatically. If you send say it as email, it will open your email thing and everything. The same way how reuse ALV will work, it will go ahead and work in your same way. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. See here the same thing what you have seen in your reuse ALV. If I want this as to a spreadsheet, you can also go back and it will go back and see here XLS spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel. So directly it will show you in your Microsoft. If I want to export to your local file, you can export. Whether you want to export in your raw data or anything, whatever the format you want. So everything, it will be taken care by SAP itself. You don't need to provide that. Okay, so this is what. Now I want to do my column width optimize. So I want to reduce the column widths. I want to reduce your column widths. So now what you are doing, you are working on your columns. So you will be having a method in CL underscore SALV. In CL underscore SALV, you will be having a method. Sorry, I already opened this. Get columns. Get columns. Now in this get columns, if I go here, this is of type CL underscore SALV underscore column table. If I go inside this, you will be having your set optimize. So it will go ahead and optimize your thing. So whatever method you want to call, you are just going to call that. SAP by default, it will take you automatically. So that is what I am going to do it right now. So if I go back, and what is the first thing? So this is geo underscore ALV. I'm going to say get underscore columns. Get underscore columns, and which is of having a returning variable. So geo underscore columns. So geo underscore column is equal to, I'm just going to give you this. Now in this geo underscore colm, I'm going to say set optimize, which is of above true. So this is this one above true. So now let's click on your pretty printer, and now let's get activate. Now let's get activate. Now when I click on execute, see here it has done your optimization. If I say it as above false, and now let's say active. See, now let's say activate, and let's click on execute. Let's click on execute. Now it has an optimization. Now this will get reduced. Now if I say this as above true, and now let's click on activate, and now let's click on execute. See here, it will done your optimization. The optimization has already been done. It will truncate your columns. Truncate your columns. This is what for the optimization. Now, if I want to change the field properties, so like you are selected, so if you want to provide your own field name, I've just provided all your function list. If I go here to your classes, is this SLV with all functions. So in the form of hoops only I have written this code. In the form of hoops only I have written this code. So the first thing is set optimize. So now if I want to get your columns, so you will be having, so in this geo underscore column, so you will be having set underscore your, sorry, get underscore your column. Get underscore your column. Get underscore your column. So if I go to this get underscore column, where is this? Get underscore column, and if I say parameter, you have to provide your column name, and it will return an object of type CL underscore SALV underscore your column. Now if I go inside this, you will be having your cell screen text. So set edit mask, set lowercase, set sign, whatever you want. Edit mask, see, set medium text, set long text, set medium text, set small text. You will be having set short text. So these are your methods you have to call. So that's what I am going to call you. Now I want to change the field name for my, let's take VBELN. Let's take VBELN. VBELN, and then, so which is having a returning parameter. So I'm going to say geo underscore columns. columns is equal to. Now in this CO underscore COLMS, so you will be having set short text. Set short text. Now what is your short text? So I'm going to say SONUM, set short text. Now in the same way, I want to set my medium text to CO underscore columns. So I'm going to say set underscore medium text. So what is your value? I'm just going to copy the same one, and in the same way for your long text also. So I'm just going to say Control D, and I'm going to pass my long text. Long text. Now if I say activate this one, and now let's click on execute. Now see here, it has changed the name to SO automatically. So the field properties, the field catalog properties. So here, if I want to make this as edit, so under this geo underscore columns, go ahead and see if you have anything related to your edit. So edit, set edit. So you will go ahead and see if you have any editing. So in this you have to use your editing, and you can change your column properties. You can change your column properties. So like this, if I want to show any currencies, anything, you can just go ahead and use this one. So which one you have to use, which method exactly you have to use, you need to know those methods. You need to know those details. Now, if I come back and if I say the next thing, if I want to enable my hotspot, so hotspot, so like the URL press button, so which we have seen. In order to enable your hotspot, see here, in this you will be having in your get column, you have to use this one, which is nothing but, what is this one? Wide cache, narrow caching. Narrow caching you have to use, and you have to call this one. So in this GR hotspot, which is of type this method. So where is this gr underscore hotspot? See, which is of type CL underscore column table, and you are going to use your narrow caching. So only for your hotspot and everything, you have to use your narrow caching. Now what I will do, so for this narrow caching, you have to go ahead and create your variable. So I'm going to say geo underscore hot type reference to CL underscore, what is the class name? I have to use CL underscore SALV underscore your column table. CL underscore SALV underscore your column table. So I'm going to use this. Column table. So now I'm going to say geo underscore hotspot. I'm going to use my narrow casting, and then I'm going to say my geo column. My geo column. So that's it. Now if I come here, I'll just provide the same thing, the geo underscore column, geo underscore column. Now once you got this, now in this geo underscore hot, which is of type is which is so, and here you need to say, go here and then set underscore hyperlink entry. So set underscore, so what is that? Set underscore cell type. Set underscore your cell type. So what is your value? So if I go here to set underscore my cell type, so you have to pass different values. You have to pass different values. So see here, if I go to my cell type, so whether it's a text, so IVC underscore your cell type. So if I go to this interface, so go here to your method definition. So double click on this interface. So call this interface, copy this interface, and open that in your GUI. So I'm going to SK24, and if I open that in your cell types, you will be having your attributes, like whether it's a checkbox, or whether it's a button, or whether it's a hotspot, or whether it's a link, anything, whether it's a drop down. So in this, I want to use this. So I'll just copy this one. And then I'll just pass my hotspot. That's it. Now when I say activate, and I say activate, and now when I click on execute, now see here, you will be enabling your hotspot. See, a line has been came up. So now a button, hotspot click. So now you have to do your interaction. Now you have to do your interaction. In order to do your interaction, the same thing. So you have to use your events and you have to call, you have to create your class and method and you have to call your method. So how you are going to do it in your groups interaction, the same way you have to do it over here too. So this is the way how you can do it. Now in the same way, if I want to do the other thing, like your the header details. The header details, if I want to create, so now I need to go ahead and create my header details. So CL underscore SLV underscore form layout grid. So this is the one. So I'll go ahead and say data of geo underscore head is equal to new and this one. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to provide any other thing. Okay, now in this geo underscore head, so how you have to provide this? So you need to provide your first row and first column, and first row and second column, and second row and first column, whatever you want, whatever you want. And in this, now you need to select your top of list. In your ALV, there is a table called as set top of list. So now I'm just copying the entire code and I'm going to provide it over here. So now I'll just say, so gr underscore which is having a reference variable, and now let's do your pretty printer. Let's click on check. Sorry, I don't need this. I'll go here and I'll say this as gr head. I don't need this. Now just say click on check this. Now this is geo underscore ALV. Geo underscore ALV. Check this and then activate this one. Activate this one and now click on execute. You can find out your top of page. Your top of page. You can find out your top of page. So like this. So now in like this, you will be having the column name headings and then hotspot your GR. And then if I want to get your report output, so if I want to get your report output, and if I want to get your sortings, so sorting on your sales order number, on which one? On subtotals and grand totals, and I have already created your event to display your data. Now this is this one, so which we have told you for your sorts and everything. You go ahead and practice this one, or else let's copy this one and I'll go ahead and create. I'll go ahead and show you with all your functions. So like this, individually, you need to go ahead and do everything. Like this, individually, you go ahead and do everything. I'll just say click on create SALV example. Now, if I go ahead and say executable program, click on save. Now, let's go here and pass this and just saying this as no standard page heading. No standard page heading. Let's click on pretty printer and just say click on check. And now let's say activate. Activate and then let's say click on execute. So you will be finding out your sorting everything. So sorting and even your grand total as well as your subtotals, everything, whatever you have. Along with this, if I double click on this, it will open your VA03 transaction code. It will open your VA03 transaction code. I have also provided this. This is the new syntax for your conversion. You might be not knowing this up, but the 8 o'clock batch will use this. But you have to use your function module. So this is one example to convert to convert into your internal value. If I go here and if I say F5 and F5, if I go here to LSVB11, so let's take, I'll just remove this leading zeros. I'll just remove this leading zeros. And now if I say F5, it will add your leading zeros. It will add your leading zeros. Now if I say F8, it will open your VA03 transaction code. It will open your VA03 transaction code. So here you have to use SEL underscore SALV underscore events table. So there is separate class called as SAL underscore SALV underscore your events table, and then it will go ahead and open your VA03 transaction code. See here, all this code, whatever you have written, everything is going to be same. If I say stop this transaction, I see 38, I'll say here, click on change. See the same code. So whatever the same code, this entire code, the factory method is same, get functions is same, whatever the get columns, it is same, and you have, if you want to enable your hotspot, all these are your same code. So is there any way to go ahead and do your optimization? So that means we will go ahead and create a method for this, and then the same method wherever I want, I can go ahead and use that method. The same method I want, I can go ahead and use that method. So that is what the code optimization. So instead of writing this code in every report, can I keep this everything in one place and I can call it? Can I call it? Yes, you can. You can call it. So now you have to go ahead and implement your method. You have to go ahead and implement your method. So that method, whatever the reusable piece of code, we will be going to place in that method and we will be calling that method. So to do that, let me show you, let me open my official laptop and I'll show you that. Just give me 1 second. I'll bring my official laptop. Before I stop with the recording, any questions? So I'm going to stop the recording right now. Any
Yes, sir.
questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, in the text field, why are you giving short text, medium text, and long text, sir?
So if I want to change
Text field.
the, so this is from the standard data element, it will show you. If I don't want my standard data element to be shown and I want my own text to be shown in the report output. I want my own text to be shown in your report output. So in that cases, we can use this one. Okay. If I didn't pass this, let's say if I didn't pass this, and I also didn't pass this, let's activate your code. And now if I click on execute, see here you will be getting this from your standard data element. From your standard data element it is getting. But if I want to change the value and I want my own thing to be gets populated, so then I will be going then I will be going and I can change this. Now, if I change this, it has been changed. It has been changed to your particular text. If there is a requirement to go ahead and change that one, then you can go ahead with that. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So any other questions, guys, before I stop with the recording? Any other questions? Let me stop the recording then.